This is Susan Campbell, a BSW student recording a video on the 10 core competencies of field practice. The first competency is to identify as a professional social worker and conduct yourself accordingly. To demonstrate that competency, I follow the dress regulation guidelines of my field placement. But due to confidentiality reasons, I will not mention the clients or the field placement. The second competency is to apply social work ethical principles to guide the practice. Ethical principles for social workers can be found in the National Association of Social Workers Guide, the Code of Ethics. So when an ethical issue comes up, I typically tend to follow the decision-making model to see how to go about that ethical problem. The third competency is to apply critical thinking to inform and communicate professionally. Critical thinking comes in a multitude of different forms and fashions. I like to critically think through all the documentation that I do for field, whether it's for my own personal documentation or for client files, anything I turn in to the director. I always like to think out what I'm going to put down before I put it down on paper. The fourth competency is to engage diversity and difference in practice. My field placement is downtown, so I am working with the homeless population. So I'm learning different ways to engage and make sure that they are getting the services that they need and require. The fifth competency is to advance human rights and social and economic justice. We have certain programs that we can offer to the homeless. One of our newest ones, we have just put out a GED initiative program. So I do the intakes for this program. Anybody interested in earning a GED, I get their paperwork set up and get them to a case manager so that they can come in and take the TAD, which is a pre-assessment test, and see if they can qualify for having their GED test paid for them by our facility. The sixth core competency is to engage in research-informed practice and a practice-informed research. For this competency, I have been compiling information to correctly identify resources for the homeless, for shelters, food donation banks, places that they can go for getting clothes and services downtown. And I've been working to get the shelter part of this resource book together so that we can have accurate information to give to the clients. I did this some research by phone to make sure that what is on certain websites for certain places is accurate and up-to-date information. And I also have ensured the proper information by going to a few of the shelters and taking tours with one of their people so that I can see for myself before I make a referral what kind of facility it is. That way when I get asked questions, I'm informed because I've done that research and I can let clients know exactly what they need to know to apply. Competency number 7, apply knowledge of human behavior in the social environment. Competency 7, applying human behavior changes for me on a day-to-day basis in field. Depends what's going on and how people are feeling that day. So our social environment can be very, very quiet with nobody in, or it can be very, very loud with everybody trying to voice their concerns, usually over somebody else. So that scenario changes day to day. Competency 8 is to engage in policy practice to advance social and economic well-being. So for this, we have laptops available for clients when they come in to do their job searches, and we have some local area restaurants applications at our field site, so clients can fill those out and we can try to assist them in getting a job and boosting their economic well-being. Competency 9 is respond to contexts that shape practice. This is kind of a vague competency, but the way that I would shape this one is everything that happens in field is a learning experience from how clients interact with me and the other professionals that are there on site, and how they interact with each other, which can also change on a day-to-day basis. And last but not least, competency number 10 is to engage, assess, intervene, and evaluate with individuals, families, groups, and the community. On competency 10, I have different levels of engagement with clients. I have face-to-face engagement with clients that come in off the street and come into our facility to ask for the resources that we have available. I also do intakes by phone for Samaritan as well. I also do intakes by phone for a different facility, and the interaction is very interesting and sometimes very rewarding with the face-to-face interaction, because I can see the clients when they've gotten the information they need or the referrals that they want. I can actually see them and they tell me, how happy that they are for that information. So I really enjoy the face-to-face with the clients to see the end result of they're getting what they need. And that was the last competency. So that is it. Thank you.